This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world, according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie! What's on your mind?
You must have that memorized by now.
I was going to say, dude, it's been about 4 years. I feel like I have it down pat, but I keep the notepad up just to be safe because I never want to screw it up. So I always have it up, man. What's going on, dude?
Oh, man. Hey, we got an American the Pope. We got American. Dude, I was watching, and by the way, this is like my fourth fucking Pope. I mean,
wait, what year were you born again?
73.
Okay, so that would mean, hold on. Who was Pope in 1973? Okay, so Pope Paul the Sixth, and then let's see after that, because I could tell you. Okay, so it would be Pope Paul the Sixth, JP1, JP2 the sequel, Benedict, Francis, and now the Jawntiff.
6 fucking popes?
Wow, man. Wow.
I've been alive for 6 fucking popes.
Yep. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
The only pope I really recognize is, JP, Pope John Paul,
Yeah. Yeah. He was I feel like he was the most visual one. Yeah.
I remember he came to Philly.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason. Like I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, but I remember Pope John Paul cruising through South Philly. I don't know if he had the Pope Mobile yet, but
sure, yeah.
I remember that. It's weird. Yeah, we got a new Pope from Chicago.
Yeah.
But he went to school here in Villanova, right outside Philadelphia. And of course, people are arguing: is he really Philly? Is he not Philly? When I'm like, well, Villanova is Delco. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, it got heated. I got I forget which Instagram I follow, which Philly centric Instagram I follow, and they're like, no, the Pope is not Philly. I was like, look, Villanova watches 3, 6, and 10, channel 3, 6, and 10. They're Philadelphia. And of course, people didn't get the joke. They're like, oh, well, yeah, so does writing. Is that Philly, man? I was like,
jeez.
I didn't engage. I just, let them people have their temper tantrums and, but
what's crazy to me, though, again, with the Jawntiff, as we have to call him, because he's from Philadelphia, so go Birds, of course.
His Hoagieness.
Dude, when I sent you that, I saw that and I popped so hard. I was like, this is hilarious.
Well, it reminded me of what was that gimmick we were oh my god, John the Baptist.
John the Baptist, yes. I wonder if he'll make John the Baptist an actual saint now. So,
yeah
I love it, man. But there is a non-zero chance. And we have to talk about this at the top of the show, brother. There's a non-zero chance that the Pope, the Papa de Tutti Papi, has been to a Wawa.
Oh, the Pope has absolutely been to a Wawa.
He 100% has. And I think what we should start with right now, Meanie, at the top of the program, as our loyal listeners filter in here, what do you think the Pope's Wawa order is?
Oh, man. That's a great question. If he's anything like me, I'm sure it's varied over the years.
I'm sure.
One day, well, I don't know if the Pope ever drank, but like after a night of drinking, a Wawa meatball sub hits the spot. But if you're just a regular old John, I'm sure. Like my order would be, if I was a Pope, Same as my unpope order, be like a smoked turkey hoagie and with honey mustard, sweet peppers, tomato. And, if I have a sale like they're having on right now where you get a 10-inch hoagie for like $6, I'll throw in like $2 extra for bacon.
That's a given right there. If you got the extra cash, you got to do it.
They're giving you a deal. I'm getting some fucking bacon put on that motherfucker. I don't care.
Hell yes. Throw some bacon on that shit.
One time I had bacon thrown on a meatball sub. Oh, fucking fantastic, bro. Fantastic.
I
had a fat guy just fucking typing it,
I can just feel everything getting bigger as I type this. Yeah.
The meanie's getting larger.
Somebody found a video of him in the crowd at the World Series game in like 2005 or something, right?
Yeah, it turns out he's a White Sox fan.
Yeah, which we'll give him that. It's okay. He's the Pope. Like he can.
But people in Chicago kind of had issue with it because I guess the White Sox are South Chicago and he's North Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, thank God Philly only has one team per sport.
Honest to God, man.
I couldn't live in a city where I would have to choose between two Philly teams because I'm everything Philly.
Oh, yeah.
If we had if we had an American League and a National League team, I would root for both. I don't give a shit. It's Philadelphia,
Right.
My tax dollars went to building that goddamn stadium,
Well, it's like me when I moved to Pittsburgh. It was like, hey, are you still a Phillies fan? Yeah, of course I'm still going to be a Philadelphia fan, but like now I live in Pittsburgh and I like Pittsburgh too. So it's like, for me, it's like, I don't know. I don't take it that seriously, but I can also understand, like, I feel like that's an easier separation between Philly and Pitt as opposed to like having two teams in the same city. Like that's gotta be a nightmare, man.
Like there's rules of engagement when it comes to sports, right?
Yeah.
Were you born? What city were you born in? How old were you when you became a fan? When you move, if you move from that city, you're still allowed to root for that team.
Of course.
But like, for instance, Bryce Harper lives in Vegas. Or he grew up in Vegas, raised in Vegas, was a stinking Cowboys fan, right?
Ugh.
But he was in Vegas. They didn't have a team.
Right.
So you either do, radius of like how far are you from other sports teams, or you do or just pick a team and you just pick the team. But now he plays in Philly. He roots for the Eagles. He was in Washington. Not really to root for there, in Washington, had that clown owner, but
the Washington football team.
The Washington football team. But the Pontiff, Chicago sports fan.
So we're definitely calling this episode the Jawntiff, though, right? Like, is that we have to? I feel like that if we would do our Philly roots.
That or 6 fucking popes? Nah, the Jawntiff is good.
The Jawntiff. It's so good, man. It's they picked him pretty quick too. I was surprised. I know we're not getting too heavy on the Pope here. We're just Meanie and I have been talking all week. We've been sending our messages about the Jawntiff to each other, and it was like we had to start the show with this topic because it had to be done.
We don't talk politics. We talk really, but talking about electing a pope, which I usually do every morning around 11 o'clock.
It's on our schedule. It's actually, if you see our run sheet together for me and Meanie, when we talk about our different things, like electing a new pope is like between 11 and 11:30. Tuesdays can be a little bit different, but sometimes it just depends on everything shakes out.
Yeah. It depends on my diet the day before.
But then not I'm up and with the whole thing. But
the first sip of cold brew and
listen, man, we are off to the races and off to the toilets at that point. But we got a very lively chat here. I wanted to mention this before we keep going here. Mass Sanity is here. Meanie, Goober, good Saturday morning to you and a pleasant Baba Booey to you, sir.
Baba Booey is a Baba Booey.
Andrew H is here as a born and raised diehard Husker fan. Can't wait to see what Ty Robinson does on the DL. And I'm not reading that last part. I'm sorry, Andrew. I'm not going to do it. You put it in here all the time. They can see it on the screen, but I'm not committing those words to our audio. So,
dude, I was just talking about Ty Robinson yesterday. I don't know if I sent you the text. If I didn't, I'll send it to you now.
Yeah, send it over.
Ty Robinson reminds me of Brock Lesnar. Like I'll send you let me see if I can send you.
Yeah,
I'll send you the photo right now as I make my point.
And I'm pulling it up too right now.
So I'll keep talking. So there's no.
Whoa, he really does.
But wait till I send you the photo I'm about to send you. I'll do it in the chat gimmick, the other chat gimmick. Let me find where you're at.
Wow,
dude, like they're like two, Midwest fucking farm boys who look mild mannered off the field, wearing glasses, all that stuff. But once they get on the field, they both look like they can rip your arms off.
Jesus Christ!
Incoming. Here it comes.
Just there it is. Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa, dude. He looks just like Brock Lesnar.
Like, I'll hold up the one photo for the camera. Well, I mean, not totally spitting image, but you get the one. There's Tyrod, and then
and here's Bork Laser.
Brock Lesnar. Like two.
Wow.
Both look like they would come over to fix your computer. In the photos I found, like, of both of them as young folks, they look like you come over and fix your computer, and then once you stiffen for the bill, they give you an F5.
Have you? And then here's an Adam from Downingtown question. Jumping the gun a little bit. Did you ever interact with Brock Lesnar at your time in WWE?
No,
really.
He was gone when I went there.
Hmm.
He wasn't around at all.
That's a shame. I was just curious if he was as intense as a person as he looks in those photographs. But no, I definitely he definitely looks like he can come in and install some different operating software for you and then just beat the absolute fucking piss out of you.
No, you'll pay that bill right now.
Just take my wallet. Just take the house. It's fine. It's fine. Mass Sanity wants to know, dare we call the new Pope the second city saint? I've also heard CM Pope, which also works as well.
We'll have some deep dish Eucharist.
Oh my God. Deep dish Eucharist.
Yeah. Here's the body of Christ.
Here's some deep dish Lord for you. Oh my God. If Schlichter is here, please make something of that.
Deep dish Eucharist.
Oh my God, the deep dish Eucharist. Holy shit, that's brilliant. Andrew says Wawa just came to Goldsboro, North Carolina. It's a game changer.
Nice.
Welcome to Wawa country, sir. Just wait.
My only regret is like that people who are getting Wawa now.
Yeah,
they get a chance to experience a Wawa before it went national. Like
yeah.
Well, not national, but before the expansion.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Wawa when it was just like a corner store,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you're in the Philly area, it was just like a corner store. You go down there. They used to sell you the lunch meat,
Yeah, they used to have slicers and stuff in the back. I remember the one in Richboro down in Bucks County. It was like a special treat to go there because it was the only one in like a 30-mile radius,
Yeah. Go there, get your groceries, just now that it's expanded, it's just like it's become like every other, franchise, but a Wawa, in the 90s, you go into a Wawa, get got a little bit in the tank. And,
a little loosey goosey in the tanky.
Oh yeah, just go get yourself a Wawa meatball sub.
Uh-huh.
Dude, they used to do the 2-foot subs. I remember one time I went there and I got so tanked. I woke up the next morning in my recliner with a 2-foot Wawa hoagie on my lap.
No shit.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even remember ordering this or paying for this.
I'm actually, as you're talking about it, it just jogged this like blocked memory in my brain. So back in, I want to say it was 2017 or 2018, me and Lane, part of the Megamind Council, listens, a big fan of the show, and a couple of our other friends, we went to one of the bars in Rockledge. I can't remember where it was. And obviously we had a DD because none of us drive drunk because that would be stupid. But we were sauced. And we ended up back in Richboro on the way back to Lane's house because he lived in Newtown at the time. And we went into Wawa, again, hammered drunk. And they started fucking with the buttons on the counter because they had just put those automated, like, you know how when you go to Wawa now, like for the uninitiated, like when you go to Wawa, they had the big screens like a McDonald's, right? You go and order whatever you want. Well, back then in like 2007, 2008, that was brand new, right? And so we went in and they're just fucking hitting all kinds of stuff, like 20 pounds of liverwurst, 15 pounds of ham, 16 hoagies with like extra onions and green peppers and, you know, all kinds of shit. Right. Well, then a cop walks into the room, into the Wawa. Right. And we're going, oh shit. Right. And Lane, instead of hitting cancel, hit print. And I shit you not, like a 3-mile receipt printed out from the machine, and we're stuffing it into our pockets, like just trying to keep the cops away from us. Right?
It was like you bought a candy bar at CVS.
And my cousin Nick actually worked at the Wawa, and I didn't know he was there. And it was like a comedy show, right? He walks out of the back and he's looking at the screen. He was like, what the fuck did you do? You just screwed up my orders for like the next 6 weeks because of this shit. I'm like, I'm sorry. For months, we each, for years, we had this receipt somewhere in Lane's house. But I mean, I'm trying to find the photo, but it was this massive fucking, it felt like the whole car,
like,
man.
It was like Lucille Ball eating a chocolate, you know, just.
Yeah, you're right. It's like getting 1 pack of gum at the CVS. And you get
like when we had the toilet paper shortage, I would just go to CVS and order 1 candy bar and use the receipt as toilet paper.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was quite a night, I'll tell you. But no, I mean, Wawa, like I know that, and I've heard also that there's a Sheetz that's going to be potentially coming out here as well.
Really?
In this area. Yeah, I think it's either Sheetz that's in this area or Wawa is out there. I don't know which one it is, but it seems like the gloves are off.
Well, have you heard the conspiracy theory about Wawa and Sheetz?
No, I haven't.
So the conspiracy with Wawa versus Sheetz is like they're in cahoots with each other. It's like Wawa was always good at the food and all that stuff, but Sheetz was always good at, you know, with the gas because they sell gas at Sheetz. So Wawa allegedly taught, you know, the people at Sheetz about, you know, the food side of the business. The Sheetz people taught Wawa the gas side of the business. So like they're like in cahoots, as they say. Yeah.
No, that's interesting.
I don't know how real that is. I don't know how real it is, but it's folk. You know, it's something. It's interesting. Water cooler talk, if that's still a thing. You know.
It's.
Did you know? No.
Did you know? Well, what about you, Brian? Do you think? How do you think Tower 7 came down? The Sheetz and the Wawa conspiracies together. Man, I'm bummed, man. I missed out on Will Sasso at the. He wasn't there at the event in New York. He had foot surgery. He was supposed to be part of that media scrum with the Clown on the Cornfield, which if you haven't seen the movie yet, anyone who's listening, the movie just came out. It's directed by Eli Craig, written by Adam Caesar. It's a fucking terrifying movie. It's also very, very well done. It's probably like I would say the horror movie of the summer. So go and check it out. But Will is in the movie and he was supposed to be part of the junket. And I purposefully bought a pack of ding dongs to take with me to help, you know, celebrate and ring in the ding dong eat-a-thon. And I was going to, how literally my original prep notes were, I'm going to just start talking as Jesse Ventura through every question I have with Will and see if he would engage with me on that. But
the ding dong marathon.
Hostess is proud. Let's see what else we got going on here. Mass Sanity is a Wawa right next to Independence Hall. You know, Ben Franklin needs a Sizzly. Yo, Ben Franklin would be smashing a bunch of Sizzlies, bro. Like, he would be it would be destruction behind him in a Wawa.
Absolutely.
So, Adam Irish Conundrum 630, thank you for joining us. If you're a first-time caller, long-time listener, they are building a Wawa in Cincinnati, and people are pissed. I can't wait to check it out. Why are they pissed?
Why are they pissed?
That seems interesting to say that they'd be angry. I guess maybe because it's Sheets territory out there. I don't know.
Maybe it's that. Maybe they're so close to. They're closer to the Pittsburgh area where Sheets was originated. You know, who knows?
Yeah. Just people popping in. Lucha here, Pod Squad member Lucha Lachosa. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Good to see you as always. James Weston is here. Happy weekend, sirs, and a pleasant Bubba Booey.
Happy weekend.
Mass Sanity says, being in the New York City area, we are so divided in all professional sports. 2 MLB, 3 NHL, 2 NFL, 2 NBA, and even 2 MLS. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Imagine listening to that sports talk radio. You know,
that's 11 sports teams in one city.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Crazy.
Though I still kind of miss, Philly had 2 baseball teams at one point. You know, we had the Oakland A's. Well,
the Philadelphia Athletics.
Yeah.
When did the Athletics move to Oakland?
No clue. But kind of wish they were still here, having an American League team and a National League team. As I just said, I don't know how other cities do it, but it would have been interesting. I would have rooted for both of them. I don't care.
Oh yeah, I would have absolutely rooted for both of them. That would have been giving us more baseball to talk about.
Because I love old photos of old Philadelphia, and they used to play in Shibe Park.
Oh yeah.
The A's back in the day, they were always winning World Series. But there's a photo of the World Series. I forget what year it was, but the A's were playing, and there's row homes behind or right next to Shibe Park. People would have bleachers on their roof, kind of like they do in Chicago. And I was waxing nostalgic the other day. I was like, let me see what's in the space of Shibe Park now. It's just like some regular old building, but some of those old houses are still there where they had, people, camped out on the roof to look over the fence and watch the game.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Talk about a much simpler time,
I love the old photos that I find, and I have them in my archive somewhere, but I took a film camera once to Veterans Stadium when we went, and I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was during Mark McGwire's home run chase, when him and Sosa and Goofy were all home run chasing.
Yes.
And my dad wanted to take us to make sure that we saw McGwire play and the whole deal, right? And I have these pictures from up top because we were sitting in the nosebleeds, and you can see almost the entire, bowl, if you will, of the vet. Yeah. And I'm just like, man, I fucking miss that shit. Like, I miss the feeling of going to a grungy, old school baseball park. There's just, and again, you can go to the Citizens Bank, which is still dope, right? Like, anytime you can go to a ball game, Philly is awesome, right? But it's also I don't know, man. I just feel like there's an element for me that's missing sometimes for that. And there's nothing better than going to a ballpark, right as the summer is ending, it's still a little bit warm during the day, but you got to pack a sweatshirt because it's going to be fucking cold at night, Yeah. And oh God, it's just,
you're walking the concourse and the scent of stale piss. Yeah.
There's someone vomiting violently off of the second floor balcony.
Yeah, there's people. You go to the men's room and there's people pissing in the sink.
There's people fighting in the parking lot. It's just
one asshole also always puts toilet paper in the sink, so the piss just builds up.
Why do you do this again? If that is you, why? There's a trash can 3 feet away. Throw in the fucking trash can. It's not that hard.
A poor person who had to put their hand in there to fucking pull the paper towel away.
Oh my God. Could you imagine having to clean up after a fucking ball game, dude? The hell with that. Oh, here we go. James Weston says the old Google machine said the A's moved to Kansas City in 1955 and then to Oakland in 1968. Thank you for the fact checking. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's Massey says I believe the A's went to Kansas City before Oakland. As much as I like the new Yankee Stadium, this is Mass Sanity saying, as much as I like the new Yankee Stadium, it lacks some of the charm and the magic of the older one. I've only ever been to the new one. I went to there for a concert, and it just everything feels so. I don't know how else to call it, but like Soviet brutalism, where it's all concrete and like windows and shit, like there's no life to it. Yeah. And I think that's what bothers me. Like, obviously inside, like it's great and it's modern and everything's cool, but like, I don't know. There was something about going to the vet as a kid and being like, oh, this is fucking great. So.
I love, where we have our sports complexes, there's one area, there's, the Eagles, Phillies, Flyers, Sixers in one building, and then the Phillies have their own spot, all in one area.
Yeah.
Now it sucks if there's an event, 4 different events in one day.
Oh, that's a fucking nightmare, dude.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine, going somewhere where there wasn't like parking, just like brutal. I love where I live, where I could take an Uber and be at the ballpark in like 10 minutes, Yeah. It cost me $20,
Here's this James Weston. What was the name of the movie? Which movie are you talking about? If you're, let me know. Just give me the give me the information. If you're talking about the horror movie Will Sasso, just let me know if that's the one you wanted me to mention again. Mass Sanity, here's a good one for you, Meanie, and then we'll jump into our favorite segment of the program. There's a lot of questions from our listeners this week, and thank you very much. By the way, want to throw it out there. Thank you very much to our friends at Brass Ring Media, which is One True Sports new name. I got to update our information where we at here.
We'll get new assets.
We'll get the new assets. New media. We're going to get new media assets to update all of our information. But One True Sport is now Brass Ring Media, so we want to thank them for hosting us each and every week, and for you watching and sending your questions. But Mass Sanity says, have either of you ever been to Royal Farms? It's basically Wawa with good fried chicken.
Dude, I when I heard Royal Farms, the first thing I thought of was the fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're supposed to build one here in South Philly, and it never got approved or whatever. But yeah, I've been there. They're not easily accessible for somebody who lives in South Philly. But when I see one in the area, I make a stop.
I'll tell you, the next time you and Mrs. Meanie come through Downingtown here, on the way to our house, there is one up the road. Literally, I'm pointing at it from where I'm sitting right here.
Yeah.
Right as you come off of Business 30, it's right there in Downingtown. Shout out to Dave, who's over there working every day, Tuesday through Saturday. Great guy. But yeah, Royal Farms is a fabulous place. They had them a bunch in Delaware, which is where I first learned about them. And then I forget what happened. It was supposed to be a Wawa up on this corner here, and somehow Royal Farms beat them out, and it was a big to-do because of, Wawa being who they are. But yeah, I'm happy to have that variety. Yeah, James says the horror movie you mentioned. Yeah, it's called Clown in a Cornfield. It actually just went nationally released yesterday. Today's Saturday. You're listening to this and watching it. It went national on Friday. Kevin Durand, Katie Douglas, Aaron Abrams, and Will Sasso. So go ahead and check it out. Like I said, it's a great movie. If you're into horror movies and you like scary shit, scary clowns, that's your flick for the summer.
Wicked clowns.
They're actually sending me a Jack in the Box that has the clown in it, and I'm terrified of opening it because I'm like, this clown's going to murder me. I've watched the film. The clown is terrifying. Mass Entity says parking at Yankee Stadium cost me twice the price of Meanie's Uber to Philly games.
Jesus.
Ooh-wee. But we are indeed here today, Saturday, in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025, celebrating his Hoagieness. But Meanie, Meanie, yes. I have a question for you, sir.
Oh, what's that?
Something that's been burning in my brain here. Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
Don't forget to tweet us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie or send them in the chat here, and you may hear them on the program. And we have our seltzer. What you sipping on, sir?
I'm a big mark for Canada Dry products, like if they don't have like I like ginger ale, and somebody tries to give me a Schweppes, I smack it out of their hands.
You smack it violently. Yeah.
In Canada Dry, that's the real ginger ale. I have Canada Dry Mandarin Orange.
Ooh, good call, man.
Yeah.
Good call. I have, as always, the old reliable here, the cheap shit from Aldi. I have the Sparkling Frost pink grapefruit that will whet my whistle. We crack these suckers now. 3, 2, 1. Got to get it closer for you without the mic this week. Cheers, beers. Pinkies up, friends. Oh, yeah. All right.
I like the way it tickles my throat.
Feels real good going down with the grapefruit.
Speaking of cheers beers, as you know, I'm a connoisseur of beers.
Yes, sir.
I go to McCusker's and usually have a PBR, but I've tried that Pabst Light. Not too bad.
Really?
Not too bad for a light beer. And for whatever reason, it's cheaper than, if you can imagine something being cheaper than PBR. That's why I drink PBR, is because it's fucking cheap.
Cheap, yeah.
But it's like 50 cents cheaper than PBR at McCusker's. But I actually get a decent, pretty good buzz off of it, which is like,
it
actually tastes pretty good. Tastes pretty good too.
When I think about when I used to drink back in college, and like we would drink PBR. It was like you would go and we would either get the cases of the PBR or we would find it at the bar, whichever bar had it is where we were, right? Yeah. And I would think about how my body would feel the next day, because it's like PBR has and you know what I'm talking about. PBR
I just felt it as you said, yeah.
Has a specific type of hangover feel that is unlike any other beer. High Life. I used to be a big High Life drinker because, as we know, Meanie, it is in fact the champagne of beers. And man, I love me some High Life.
But here's a drinking tip that I've been doing lately. I get a beer and a water.
Ooh.
So like when I'm sitting at the bar, because you sit at the bar, you get bored, you fucking take a sip. Just something to do with your hands, like a smoker,
Yeah.
I don't smoke, so I don't go out to smoke, I'll have a water there. So like if I get the urge to drink my beer, I'll down, a couple sips of water. So it keeps me from fucking pounding beers all night.
True. Very true.
And I still get a buzz. And the next morning, my hangover's not as bad because I've been properly hydrated as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, I've been doing that lately, and I've been able to actually get up, fairly decent the next day. That and some Gatorade,
Yeah, yeah. I try to find the Gatorade hydration Johns, them little ones. I try to even obviously I don't drink anymore, but even when I'm out and about, I just try to get one just because it helps so quickly. And I'm a big fan too, meaning if you haven't done this, they're not sponsoring us, but they should be. Is Liquid IV.
Oh, dude, you read my mind.
Game changer, bro. A game changer. So I just realized I've been calling you bro the entire show, and I feel very Russo-ish. So I will stop for about 6 months. We got great.
You notice, living in South Philly. I mean,
bro. Well, I was gonna say bro, cause like it's all relative here. Yow, cause. Yobo.
Dude, I've caught myself saying yobo at least once or twice, and I punch myself right in the face.
Man, yeah, all of a sudden you turn into Bam Margera. Yobo.
No, it is, you go to say bro, but you're too lazy to say the R.
Yeah.
Yobo.
Yeah, bro.
I'm going to go bow hunting. I'm going down Broad Street, go, yobo, hey, bo.
We got 3 great questions for us today. Andrew, we'll start with this one. Andrew says, what does Meanie think about Metallica playing at Lane Stadium in Blacksburg and creating a seismic event?
That was pretty cool. I saw the video of it the other night.
When was this?
Oh my God. If Andrew help me out.
Yeah, let us know when this was, because I can't remember.
Yeah, I was watching. Because you're laying in bed trying to fall asleep at night, and you see the thing about Metallica. I was like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, surprised it hasn't happened sooner.
Well, honestly, yeah, I feel like it should have, right?
Yeah, Metallica's great though, man. They like as far as they just put up their concerts up on YouTube and put up a concert a week. And was this in Blacksburg? Was that in West Virginia?
I'm waiting for Andrew to reply here. While we're waiting, I'll pull it up on the old Google machine here.
Because I did see something about it.
Earthquake.
Metallica.
In Virginia Tech. Yeah, it registers a small earthquake after rocking Virginia Tech so hard. So yeah, it was Virginia Tech.
I believe they're yeah.
Yep. Oh my God, the Virginia Tech. This is on foxweather.com. It says so there was 60,000 people in the stadium.
Yes.
The Virginia Tech Seismological Observatory recorded ground tremors generated by the concert's immense energy. The peak coincided precisely with the band's iconic performance of Enter Sandman. And you can see, I don't know if you can see the charts right here, if y'all can see this, but that's where that right here is where the seismic event was registered, which is just fucking crazy. All that red. Yeah, you can see all the red is where the seismic activity was.
How fucking metal is that?
The magnitude would have been less than 1.0, too small to be felt even a mile away. But still, it's still crazy that they registered a fucking seismic event from that.
Yeah, Andrew says in the chat they played Enter Sandman a couple nights ago. Enter Sandman is the VT entrance song.
Oh, okay.
And if you watch the video, people are just bouncing, like you're watching a concert from South America where they always do like the pose, like the bounce. Yep. Yeah, one of my favorite videos of all time. Look up Alice in Chains playing Man in the Box in Sao Paulo, Brazil. They're playing Angry Chair, and at the end, they always did Angry Chair in the Man in the Box, and you hear the bum 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 bum, and you see the crowds just start bouncing. Fucking beautiful. Woo. It made Lane Staley smile on stage, and
wow,
yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, Metallica thing, you see the people doing the bounce, which is like my favorite thing to see at a concert.
James says that's badass. They literally rock the house. Oh, want to make sure we shout out to our Pod Squad member, Jesse Brown. Good morning, fellas. Good morning, sir.
What's up, Jesse Brown?
Thank you for joining us, my friend. We appreciate you being here. Andrew, thank you for your questions, sir. We appreciate you. James Weston wants to know, what was your most meaningful? Did you like how I did there? Because I combined meaningful match of your entire career, and what made it the most memorable for you?
Oh man, I always say my favorite matches are against the FBI, but I guess meaningful, would be the JBL match, just because wrestling I wrestled a former world champion on national television and had a win, even though Batista helped a little bit. Dave. Yeah, I had a match where I wrestled a former world champion in JBL, and had Dave Batista help me out, which helped further their feud because they were going into Great American Bash. But just to have that key signature victory on SmackDown, and that whole day was interesting but special because it was in San Jose. I want to say San Jose.
I think you're right. San Jose, California. Yeah.
July 4th, 2005. And, the reaction from the crowd was phenomenal, and especially when I got the win, you see people in the crowd doing the meanie dance. It's like, man, that's pretty cool. Just because when you haven't been on TV in a while, you watch how people react to you, you realize, you must have done something to get that kind of reaction. So meaningful for the fact that I hadn't been on national TV in a while. I'd been on, localized TV here and there doing indies, but, just to have a signature win with, including all the, being with the BWO again, wrestling JBL, Batista coming in at the end, just the fact that, the Swamp Candles got played on SmackDown too, my friends got their song, played on national TV. It had a whole bunch of different meanings.
Now, I know maybe something that we haven't, or it hasn't been ever asked you before, is I know that you and JBL actually have a blood feud. Is that correct? Which is why I wore the red today, because you guys are still at odds, I've heard.
Oh, yeah. No.
And Stevie with the actual legit chair shot, that the whole thing where he actually, that's what I've read anyway. Just.
Yeah, if it's on the internet, it's true.
It's gotta be true. Listen, it's May 10th as of today. I'm just saying, if a friend of the show, Mr. Bradshaw, would like to join us maybe for a retrospective of the match I'm just saying, Mr. Bradshaw, sir, if you'd like to join us one time, we would love to have you. But thank you for your question, Mr. Weston. We appreciate you. Hold on. Mass Sanity's got to know right now. Meanie had an issue with JBL. This is news. I wish I had my breaking news button right now. I don't know if many wrestling fans know about this.
Yeah.
So, I can see. I'm sorry.
Every fucking event I go to, there's that one fucking guy.
You knew I had to, man. I'm sorry.
No,
my God.
You can say whatever you want. I don't.
No, I know. I like to rib you a little bit.
Cool, but you'd be at a convention and you see the person making the approach, and you just know what they're going to say before they fucking say it, and you just brace and you go, "Oh yeah, we're friends now." Okay.
Oh my God.
Sure, they mean well.
Yeah. I'm sure, yeah. But listen, we have if you go back and watch the Philly Captain episode, he'll give you the answer on what you need to know about that question when you see.
We need to make that a sounder for the board.
I know. Oh, can you do me a favor and hit the Blue Meanie one for me, please?
What?
Vince.
Oh, this needs a little tightening up.
The Blue Meanie.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me see here. Sylvian Bruno says, if I know one thing about Stevie Richards is that he's bloodthirsty as hell, because we know for sure that again, as the internet says it, it's got to be true. He did that on purpose. So let me see. Mass Entity says 6/12 will be the 20th anniversary of One Night Stand. That'll be a good time to get JBL on the show. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to come on, it'd be a good time. We'd love to have him. Mass Entity with the last question of the day says, if you were still an up-and-comer in the business like Javon Evans, would you ever be so stupid to call the owner of another company a crackhead?
So that was a thing, right?
Yeah. That was tough, man. I
didn't know that was real. Until, it's hard. You see stuff posted on social media. You know how they, people make fake, tweets or, fake texts or whatever. But then I was like, that's real. I don't know if I would have said that in a public forum like that. You can have, everybody's entitled to have their own opinion, right?
Of course.
I have my opinions on things, and some things I share with the folks here at Mind and the Meanie, and some things I keep to myself.
That actually stay in.
Yes, to stay in the Mind and the Meanie, just because it is a business, and you never know when you're going to need to do business with somebody else. Look, I've been plenty of people I've worked with that I liked, and there's been a few that it's like, okay, we're in this room together tonight for just right now, and we'll just get through this. But to call the owner of another company a crackhead, Yeah, ill-advised. Well, I'm sure it was unadvised.
Mm-hmm.
So he has since then deleted it, which I'm sure he was told to delete that, please.
Yep.
You don't want to cause unnecessary friction, when there doesn't need to be between AEW and WWE. They already have, their issues between each other. So, it was very ill-advised, if not unadvised.
Yeah.
I would not have, just for the record.
Yeah, I saw the back and forth between him and Ricochet, and I'm just like, man, I don't want anything to do with this. Like, this is just, God damn it! Like, just stop, guys. Just stop.
I'll watch anything as long as it doesn't involve me.
You and I are very much the same way. I don't like to watch my own shit. I hate it.
Yeah, hey, these guys want to talk, smack. I'll gladly watch. As long as it doesn't involve me.
Yep.
Excuse me. That was so weird. I wouldn't have done that.
No, ill-advised. Last one other final thought here on the JBL thing. Jesse Brown says, "I'd like to picture people coming up to Meanie like the old Chris Farley sketch about the JBL incident. Like, remember that time?"
Oh, it's happened.
It's just superb reference, sir. I actually made this reference in my personal life a couple days ago, and they didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. So thank you for bringing that here to us.
Yeah,
we appreciate that, and we appreciate you for your questions each and every week. Bringing your thoughts and commentary to the Mind of the Meanie, and asking your questions. Don't forget to use the hashtag. But Meanie, it's that time, sir. It is that time. Yeah. Where can everybody keep up to date, good sir, with all things blue when they're not listening to the program?
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, sort of TikTok, at Blue Meanie BWO on all forms of social media. If you like to support the Blue Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. Get yourself a BWO shirt. If you would like to support Mind of Me, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Mind of the Meanie. MadCatBeardCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil or Balm. Shout out to Josh Thornton, who's done an amazing job over there taking care of the kitties in this neighborhood. Every dime spent at Mad Cat Beard Care, goes to take care of the cat. So if you're a cat lover like myself, go get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm over there at madcatbeardcare.com. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters created by the amazing Hal Haney, but many real world wrestlers, including myself and many others. For more information, go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Wrestler Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available now. All Series 1s can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar. You either get regular Blue Meanie or BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there's no wrong choice. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's podstrz.net. Register your podcast, book the blue guy, and let's have a conversation over there at podstars.net. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Please book through the site. Please don't book through the app. The app takes too much of your hard-earned money. Most of the town doesn't get that money that you're spending there at Cameo. But go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. Special notice announcement. Next Saturday, May 17th, I'll be at the 2300 Arena for the NWA Crockett Cup show. I'll be a part of their pre-show meet and greet. I don't know if I'll be on the show or not, but come say hello to the blue guy at the NWA Crockett Cup at the 2300 Arena Saturday, May 17th. Go to follow NWA on at NWA and also forms of social media. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky somewhat. I'm dabbling again on TikTok just because of the Screen Rant stuff. But so this is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. Go ahead now. So check out my work at Screen Rant. All of my interviews and my red carpet stuff with the cast and crew of Clown in a Cornfield is being posted as we speak. I just saw another video go live on the Instagram account, so go and follow them at Screen Rant. And additionally, Meanie, if you wouldn't mind hitting that breaking news button for me again. Y'all are the first to hear this here today at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. My piece that includes my conversations with not just Tony Schiavone and AEW President Tony Khan, but also the icon Sting. I spoke to him yesterday, and I have a piece coming out about AEW Dynamite surpassing WCW Nitro in the TBS TNT lineage and the amount of episodes and programming. And it turned into this really wonderful piece about AEW and their history and Sting's involvement and the parallels between them and WCW. That will be live today at on ScreenRant.com. So go and check it out there. Type in Adam Barnard Screen Rant and you'll find it. Very excited about it. Sting was a wonderful guy, and he very rarely does interviews. So I am very grateful to have had the opportunity to speak to him. So go and check it out today at ScreenRant.com, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. But if you're listening on Monday, it's already out. So go check it out.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'll send it over to you when it goes live as well. Jerry Lynn gets a shout out in there as well, as does Dean Malenko and Arn Anderson.
Jerry Lynn's the best.
So, man, we talked a lot about the old school feelings that some of the matches have from WCW and ECW, and it was cool to get to talk about them a little bit as well. But shout out to the homies at 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Lawrenceville on the outskirts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Go ahead and sign up today. Get your hair cut by Kane, Jordan, and the rest of the team. Schedule your appointment today at 10thwardbarbershop.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on Casa de Meanie and the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. YouTube.com/@Mind of the Meanie. And all our socials are right down here. We appreciate you, Meanie. Thank you so much for your time, sir, as always. And thank you for joining us today for the Blue Meanie. I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip to the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.